What's up guys, Kiwis here and welcome to my FIFA 17 club tour. Before we get into it, if you can drop a like, comment and subscribe on the video, then that'd be great. Also, I've had a few problems with my tonsils at the minute, so if you do hear me swallow or stop and cough maybe, I apologise for that. So yeah, I was also planning for this to be my first ever live video, but I bought the Elgato and it turns out that my laptop's not good enough to run it. So I didn't plan for that. I did have a good laptop, that sort of broke and I've been using a spare one. It's been doing the job, but yeah, I'm going to need to buy a new laptop and I don't know how long that's going to be. But as we get into the club tour, as you can see, I'm a bit of a hoarder. When it comes to kits and badges, I keep everything in the club. I did have like 6,000 players in my club at one point as well, but when the team of the season SBCs come out, I've done loads of bronze upgrades and just got rid of them all. But I've still got 2,000 in there, so you can see that the packs that I have got since, I just store everything because I like having the players in there. So as we go into the players, I've got a one to watch Jesus there. I was so happy when I packed him, played with him the first few games and his finishing wasn't good enough. He's a really good player, to be fair. Pretty much complete opposite to David Villa there, who's got brilliant shooting but not a lot else. So it was a shame with a lot of these players I got on my club because I didn't actually get to use a lot of them. Most of them that are here were either right at the start of the year and weren't good enough, or the ones that were really good were right at the end of the year when there weren't many times I could play with them. So as you can see, I do quite a bit of the footies and all the SBC cards that come out, like even the random ones like Cahill, and that I do just because they're fun to do. We got an 84 Walker there with no games on. Striker Sigurdsson, who I really enjoyed in this game but didn't actually play a game with him. Defoe, I had an untradeable inform of him and played about 200 games. He's such a good finisher. Walcott there that a lot of people like, again I got an inform there as well. I didn't play any games with him. So he's not got the 4-star skills which I look for in a winger, so which is why I didn't use him. You got the legend Giroud there. Bauder Diao I played a few games with. He's actually got really good stats for me, a really good record. But Dembele there, played a few games for me. They're quite good stats considering they were all weekend league games. Casemiro there, no, I didn't play any games with him because he's got the team of the season version, so I just went and bought him. Kante again, he's played 71 games, but it'd have been a lot more if his team of the season weren't out. Musa there, not played as many games as I'd like to because he's a great card. Jesus there again was good but weren't up to scratch. So as you can see, you got Ben Arthur, who I loved as well, but no games on. Loved him every time I got him in draft, but I weren't a fan of the Liga 1 teams. So top track there, Eto was a really good super sub for me. Azpilicueta, a few games on him, but again I think that was just before his team of the season come out. So Giovinco again was a nice super sub. Firmino's played a lot of games for me, pretty much all of them were from a centre mid or cam role, as his 4-star I think it is really good. Emre Can there played a few games, he's a big midfielder which I like. Butland as well, probably the best keeper I've used. Shame he's not got the long throw, but yeah. Carrasco not played any games for me because I think I've got his upgraded version. Willian there, hardly any games. Varane, one of the best centre backs on the game, hasn't got any games. Aurea only a couple. As I said, a lot of these players I got right near the end of FIFA, so there weren't really any point in using them when there was a lot better cards out there. Fekir, he's got a brilliant card, but again I didn't use. From's brilliant card. Arnautovic I've played a couple of games with, but not many. Sanson, a great card. Smalling, played a lot of games with Smalling and somehow didn't have a goal or assist. How can you play over 300 games and not get a goal or assist? I do not know. When he's up for a corner every single time. Hamsik there, an 88 Hamsik with only 17 games. So disappointing. This 88 Dybala I didn't play any games with. 88 Hummels I played one game with. So it's disappointing looking at it, to be honest. This Heung-min Son, I've got the 89, so although this 88's a nice looking card, there's the 89. Brilliant stats on him for me, brilliant record. One of the best cards I've used by a mile. Michael Keane as well I really enjoyed, but I prefer Azpilicueta and Smalling over Keane, but he's still a brilliant card. Fabinho hardly any games, Bruno hardly any games. This Kyle Walker here has got quite a lot of games for me as well. Best right back on the game, probably. Although I do like Piszczek because he's more medium than high medium, but Walker gets a lot more strong links. De Bruyne, only a few games on him. George Weah, I was so happy when I packed him as an untradeable legend in my top 100 monthly rewards, and I didn't enjoy him at all. It was good when I bought him, but having him untradeable, he just seemed bad. Cannavaro, a brilliant card, but didn't play any games with him. Dybala, I did not enjoy this Dybala card at all. You look at them stats and you think he must be good. To be fair, that record for me, a lot of them were off the bench, but I didn't enjoy him. Salah, a 90 Salah with no games on. This David Luiz card, I waited for him to come out for ages. I was so looking forward to him, and then I got him and found out that Team of the Season Dele Alli was better. This Royce again, brilliant card, hardly any games on. This Kite I didn't play a game with. Harry Kane, I'm surprised I've got that many games with him, to be honest, because he was awful. He was really bad wherever I played him. This Torres card hurts. I paid like 800k for him at the time, and he just weren't good enough. No skill moves really, so I should have known. This Azpilicueta card was brilliant. There he is, probably my favourite right back in the game, and he's played one game for me because I couldn't fit him into a team really. Alexandro, only got him recently, haven't really had any time to play with him. Same as David Luiz. As I said, a lot of these cards I got and just haven't been able to play with. Aguero, I'm disappointed I didn't use him more this FIFA because I loved him last FIFA and used his normal version, and that was it on this game, and didn't enjoy him a lot. But that 92 card I've really liked. That Carrasco card is sensational, but again, pretty much every single one of them games is off of the bench. 93 Immobile, no games played on him. 94 Suarez, I hated him. Again, I'm surprised he's got that many games because every Suarez version card on this game I've hated, even his Team of the Year. Diego Costa, the first 70 odd games that he played for me, he was the best striker I've used, and all of a sudden he just turned awful and I couldn't use him. Harry Kane, now I've used him in a Prem red team, that's it. Other than that, he's rubbish again. Gerrard's a good super sub. Stamina wasn't really great for me. He was also quite slow and had bad agility. 94 Verratti there with no games played. Only 2 games on Xabi Alonso. I only did these SBCs recently as something to do, to be fair, so they're all really good cards actually, but just no use for them anymore. And here we are, the 2 brilliant cards on the game, the best strike force I used together. Dybala and Aubameyang, both 95. The stats speak for himself, to be fair, on the card and both the record, but it's disappointing because it's hard to get them both on chem. Most of the time I was having to bring one off of the bench at the start of the game, but coming off of the bench at whatever chem they started on or came on, they were just both awesome. Lahm and Totti there again, both brilliant cards. Totti, considering his stats, his long shots are awesome, but he was missing a couple of one-on-ones for me, which is why he didn't play many games. As you can see, I store a lot of black cards into clubs and informs. They're just there because I couldn't be bothered to sell them. I keep them in the club in case there's an SBC or something come out, but they were unnecessary. I bought a Lewandowski there to put into a squad as I've not tried him before. 2 games, no goals, so good job I didn't try him before really. He seemed pretty bad when I used him, quite slow. But yeah, so I store a lot of players. The goal players in my club as well, I've got loads stored in there. Just sitting there waiting for SBCs that didn't come out. So as I show you some of the leaderboards, these people haven't accepted my friend requests, by the way. I've either played them on Gfinity or I've added them as a friend, but I'm not known enough to get added back. So as you can see, hardly any match earnings there. I'm not really a big player of seasons or anything. All the match earnings that I have got is just from FUT Champs really. A few seasons games, a few drafts, but as you can see, again, I've got a lot of club value. As I said, I store everything. In their 4th Corny Buckle, that's actually my 2nd account. I set that up when I was enjoying FIFA a lot around December time. As you can see, not a bad record on it. Only FUT Champs games as well, so I was playing 80 games a weekend for probably 3 months. So yeah, that's when I was enjoying the game and wasn't getting bullshitted out by EA most weeks. Well, I was, I just didn't see it as much. But yeah, as we go, you can go into some of my records, I think. As you can see in this season's record, I didn't play many games at all. Oh, sorry about that. Seasons is just boring. There's not really any reason to play it. You don't get coins, so I don't see the point in playing it really. The standard this FIFA as well was pretty poor. You can see steady pass accuracy, quite good possession, high goal difference, but it was just boring. I think we go into my draft record next yet. As we get into my draft record. Now this draft record, it looks good as it is, don't get me wrong, but at least half or more of them losses have been through disconnections, and so many losses as well have just been down to plain lag and just bad connection and bad service. So, but it's still a brilliant record. 3.5 goals average per game, just over 1 conceded, so I scored quite a few goals. Quite a few of my losses here, as you can see as well, are through single player losses. These were from before I know how to do the no loss glitch, and by before I mean before I was too scared to do it because I didn't want my account to get banned. And then as soon as I realised that everyone was doing it and nothing happened, I then decided to go and use it. So as you can see here as well, I do all of the SBC cards that come out, whether it's the leagues, the advanced, the basics. I enjoy doing them, to be honest. They're fun to do. Marquee matchups there I've done as well. All the SBCs are done. All the end of an era SBCs are done. But yeah, they need to bring some more out of them because they're really fun to do. But as you can see as well, my last week at the Foot Champs I finished 13th, which was a good finish. Disappointed not to do a little bit better on the last week, but I came 5th in a month overall as well. As you can see, last month I came 1st in the wild as well. Had to just put that in a video for a bit of a laugh. So yeah, Weekend League was such a hit for me this FIFA. It was so good. Oh, tonsils are really playing up at the minute. Fight for it. So I'll show you some of my teams now as well, some of the teams that I made for the untradeable cards that I've got. As you can see there, I could switch in game there and put Azpilicueta left back, Kyle Walker right back, Son in at cam, and then 4-3-1-2, and I've got a brilliant team there. I got a Serie A team again, which I could change up. If I move players and put Dzeko down to a cam, put him centre mid to right mid, I can get 100 chem there for a Serie A team. Bundesliga team looking strong here as well. I decided to put the SBC cards in here because why not? I got a couple of players on the bench I could put in to make it 100 chem, but I thought SBC cards look good with them anyway. Dembele, Aubameyang, Royce, Piszczek, that's a brilliant team there. And then a little hybrid team that I made that I was messing around with Sandra in there with a link to Louise and Firmino, and then the only person off chem is Aubameyang on 8 chem. I was messing about with this team, thought I'd give the SBC players a go. As I said, they were good, but just no point in using them now. And I don't know what I clicked to here. This is going to be the end of the videos, I think, guys. So if you liked the video, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. And thank you for watching. Cheers.